where you dey? We dey wait for you to come our way. Simon Ekpa, you dey fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. We Simon Ekpa, we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout, Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Freedom now before it's too late. In unity we go dey strive, fight for freedom we go alive. With courage and strength we dey fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. Simon Ekpa, we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout, Mama Biafra, yeah, I call no doubt. Enemies close but we stand tall. Together we rise, we no go fall.
Instigate our soul.
maka Biafra. We don't put our eye on you. Here, Simon Efa, Oba Tobiye.
Witness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said, and we are not going to stop. I want the world to understand me very clearly. We are not going to stop. It doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter how many lives they extinguish. It doesn't matter the genocidal tendencies they bring with them into our land. We are not going to stop. Everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody remotely interested in justice and peace must understand this. Our destination is freedom, and that very place we're heading to is Biafra. And nobody, no soul on this earth can stop us. Instead of Biafra not to come, we all perish. I want our adversaries, our enemies to understand this very, very clearly. We are not going to retreat, not one iota, not 1 inch, because Biafra must come. Because
is the question. Why is it that the Europeans are afraid of other countries within Africa, may follow up the breakup of Nigeria, and they would want to break up and form their own country? I want you people to ask yourself, why are they thinking like this? Because I have come across a lot of arguments where somebody will say, okay, they want to maintain Nigeria so that, because they are afraid. According to them, during the 1967-1970 Biafra, the issue was that if Biafra, succeeded in breaking away from Nigeria, other African countries will want to follow suit. Now, I ask again, why are they afraid of that? My people, it is not about natural resources. Some people say they are afraid to lose natural resources. It is not afraid to lose natural resources. No. Of course, business is part of it. Business is part of it, which natural resources is also one of the factors. But this is not the issue. The issue here is not about the natural resources. Because anyhow, they are still going to have access to these natural resources. Somehow, they are going to have access to it. But it is not about natural resources. Well, so when natural resources is one compelling factor, but we should go beyond natural resources. It is time we begin to think beyond natural resources. It is not about natural resources. They are afraid of the economic power that will come from Africa when Africa divide along tribal line. Because you see, they know, they are afraid for you to know what they know. So it is not about natural resources. If you are thinking that it is because of natural resources, my brother, somehow you are right, but you are not right completely. You are getting the main point very wrong. The point here is that they are afraid of you adopting the system that made them what they are today. And what is that system? Dividing your country along tribal line. And that is what we want to do. That is exactly the brain
that has
we
been
want to bring to
dissolved.
We want to bring Biafra, and Biafra will be divided along tribal line. That Efik, Ijo, Ichekiri, all these people will be the confederated state of Biafra. You are going to have your own government, your own autonomy, make decision, control your natural resources. If you have 1 trillion ton of whatever you have in your land, you control it. And we are going to have the central government. And it is going to be joint military. The military is going to be like a NATO. If anybody is attacked, the entire Biafra will come. So we are going to have one common defense system. One common defense system. You see, just like this Europe is a little bit different. Europe is, you know, they have countries and all that. And within this country of Europe, there are countries that have autonomy, that have also autonomy within their own countries. Believe me, this is what they don't want us to do. This is what they don't want you to do. The Europeans discover that when they are together as one bunch people with different background, different culture, different language, different understanding, different thinking, things were not working. Things were not working. From 1940, 1930s, 1950s, 1960s, when these countries in Europe were still in one big for nothing country, there were no progress. In fact, do you know that, let me tell you, when they tell you that in Nigeria, in Benin or so, or is it in Ibadan or so, they have television before Switzerland. They have television, TV in Nigeria. Or in Yoruba land, Yoruba land, they have TV. Before
women in the United States.
Do you know why? Do you know why Yoruba were able to have television before some countries in Europe? Because that time the economy was divided along tribal line. You have, they call it region. They call it regional government. They call it region. It is not region. It was divided along tribal line. And the tribe were allowed to develop and govern themselves. And
before, Southern Sudan fought a war for 30 years. 30. Our own was only 3 years. Only our boss. 3 years only. Everybody ran away. Only 3 years. We don't want to build men that at the slightest sight of difficulty, they run away. We want to weed out all the chaps. We need those that can sustain. Those who are relentless in the pursuit of our freedom until our freedom comes. No retreat and no surrender. How do you get them?
Buying and selling has put us into wait and take business in anything we want to do. Whatever that will take us time, we don't want it again.
Nobody wants
the problem with people.
You know your people, at the slightest sign of difficulty, because they are used to buying and selling, they will run away.
Somebody is telling me here, he doesn't want to even go back to that zoo safe or whatever.
But I said something before.
Yes, like that. That shows us, even though it hurts, but that shows even the average Biafran and women that are following our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, that is out of bounds, that they've crossed the red line. And when anything that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa cannot say, and you have some mediocres, that's what I call them, using words to demean our women, using words that are below par to refer to any Biafran woman. I know that our Prime Minister will throw them in the trash can. And that is what we are going to do. So again, we hear that message. Biafran men and women hear that ugly message from those that claim they are following our Prime Minister. Meanwhile, they were planted to destroy what we are doing. And it is the task of each and every one of us here to make sure that Biafra land is a land where respect for men and women exists. Respect, equity, justice, inequality exists. That is what the United States of Biafra is going to stand for. Anybody following individuals that believe that therefore cannot talk to them, those crop of individuals do not belong to the current Biafra we are building. Nobody will bring them near. Not why some of us are here. So I'm going to get back in touch with you or give me a call in the next 24 to 48 hours. And we already have a plan in place. Our young men and women, nobody Nobody will demean you. Nobody will demean you. You all saw our attorney who declared, who confirmed our redeclaration. She's a young lady like some of you, and she knows what is playing out. She stood in Finland and declared that this generation, the next generation, can never, ever be undermined by any individual who believes because he is a man, he can undermine the woman in Biafra land. That will never happen. We will chase them so far from the leadership of this United States of Biafra.
There are people who are incorruptible. Incorruptible, I said. There is nothing that moves them. I have come to this earth to do one thing and one thing alone, is to fight and get Biafra. I have not come to this world to be a millionaire, to own hotel, to own oil block, to be close to the president of Nigeria. That is not my job. My job is, what have you done to restore Biafra? When I die and meet Chukwu Abiyama, that's what they will ask me. Did you get Biafra? Not how many cars you had, how many hotels you built in Owerri, how many convoys you can travel with. Irrelevant.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected. Wherever you are joining us from, please like and share the program to other platforms, share to family and friends, share to anyone that you can be able to reach so that they can join us on this very section of the program. I'm not going to take much of your time. We are going to try to make it as brief as possible and pass the message just the way it is. As you all know, the platform here is under the United States of Biafra. United States of Biafra under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze. I appreciate everyone that is watching. I want you to remember that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate, neither do we come here to attack any persons or individuals. What we do here is to pass the message to Biafran people to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And we will continue to do so. Regardless the restrictions we have, regardless the obstacles and the attacks we are getting on a daily basis, that will not deter us from speaking the truth. We will continue. And today we have come once again to speak, as we always do. If you have a question to ask or you have a contribution, the comment section is always there for you to join on stage if you wish to. We entertain people to join us on stage every time we come online, more especially in the morning hours, so that we can be able to reach out to all. And probably we are going to change our program to evening time so that we can be able to accommodate other people also their questions. Some people are complaining that they are not being able to catch up during the morning hours. They prefer the evening section. So I will always I'll appreciate those concerns, and I will always also like people, those who are watching, to tell us how the evening program is going to go, because very soon we are going to switch over to evening programs, and we will be coming online on the evening hours in order to accommodate much more people than we are doing now. Because the most important thing in this media is to reach out to those who are supposed to reach out to. We spend time here and we don't have enough people. The people who are we're supposed to be talking to are not here. I'm not think it's a good idea. So we're going to try to shift a little bit our time to evening, and then we can begin to conduct evening program gradually. So today's program will take a topic which said Finland / Nigeria conspiracy more clearer, another Kenya in Europe. Why is the world silent? Yesterday, we talked about this very conspiracy of Finland and Nigeria. We talked about it yesterday, and many people had their views. But as the day goes by, you see that that conspiracy is becoming much more clearer than it was yesterday. Everything is becoming much more clearer. While we were doing our programs and we were doing what we have to do, the enemies of Biafra are still doing their own and planning their own evil and increasing in their plans. And you can see that the atrocities of the enemies is increasing. And it is no longer speculation, it is no longer suspicion, it is now a fact that Finland has pitched their tent with Nigerian government. Finland have sold their own citizen for pot of porridge. They have sold the right of their people for economic interest. They have soiled their hand in the blood of the innocent because of economic interest. It is becoming much more clearer. And when people speak about the way the Westerners treat the Africans, the intimidation, the dehumanization, the enslavement of Africa by the West, it doesn't have limitations. Even when you try to give them that opportunity to prove the world right or to redeem themselves, they end up showing you that exactly what people are speculating is the right thing. We are talking about our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Oputubia of Biafra land. Every one of us know that he is a citizen of Finland. He is not just a citizen. He is not just an ordinary citizen. He is a citizen, an active one that has served the nation on different levels. He served the nation politically, he became a councillor, and he served effectively in his tenure until he left the office. He also served in the military, served faithfully in the military, and still there as a reserve. And he's still serving in the judiciary. So when we are talking about our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, when we're showing concern, it is not just about an ordinary citizen. He's a citizen that is committed and working day in, day out to uplift the country where he's given a citizenship. But from every indication, it is now becoming much more clearer than we have always known, that there is no place like home. When you hear the word "there's no place like home," some of us think it's just a joke, or maybe it's just to make you happy, or people are just saying this to entice you. But that is the truth. There's no place like home. And you can never, ever attain your potential except in your own home country. It does not matter the kind of papers you are given outside. It doesn't matter the kind of citizenship you are given outside. As long as you're not in your own country, it is just like a tissue paper. That is what the papers they issue to us in foreign countries are. Every document that they issue to you in a foreign country as a citizen, they make you that second-class citizen, has no meaning. It has no meaning. It's just like a tissue paper that can be trashed at any minute in time. There's never a time they will treat you like their own citizen. And there's never a time you can attain your potential. It doesn't matter the sacrifice you make. It doesn't matter what you offer. You should always strive and pray that you give your strength and your effort in your own home country. That is the best place to show your strength. That is the best place to show your effort. That is the best place to display your energy. I think it is a waste of time for somebody to be outside his own country and be striving to have one document or other. I'm not saying that traveling abroad to experience outside is not okay. It is okay to travel. If they give you citizenship, if you want to take it, you take it, but don't rely on that. Do not rely on the papers given to you by foreign countries. At the time that you need them most, they are going to desert you. It all depends on what is at stake. Regardless the papers they give you abroad, in Europe, in America, in Asia, anywhere you're given any documents, it is just a tissue paper that can be trashed at any minute. And the case of our Prime Minister, Simon have just shown it. With all the sacrifice he has made in Finland, with all the effort he has put, with all the good record he had and lived a very clean life without any crime, yet at the time he needed them most, they denied him. Not only denied him, they sold him out for their own interests. When I saw the video yesterday where the Finnish ambassador was sitting with the drug baron in Asarok, I was really, really disappointed. And when you read their statements, the statements that came out, you begin to wonder, is this the world we are living in? We are going to read that statement that came out from there so that people will not say we are speculating or we are making up words. Because we are in a time where we have to be very careful with what we say, and we must say things with proof and evidence. We must not allow anybody to bully us. We must not allow anybody to force us into something that we never bargained for. And that is why I urge every Biafrans, wherever you are as a Biafran, what is happening to our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa today should be a lesson to you. It should be a great lesson to you, whoever you are, wherever you are. If you don't learn from that, you will never learn again. When we come out on daily basis and we call for Biafrans to join us on this journey to get out of the zoo. When we talk about it, some people will think, oh, they are wasting their time. Some people even make jest of us. People say all manner of things. Some, because they are living abroad, they see you as somebody who is jobless. And that is why you are talking about your freedom. Some, because they have citizenship where they are, they feel they have their children along with them there. They have everything they need along with them. For that, they do not care about what you are saying. They see you as a troublemaker. But just pray. Pray that trouble does not befall you. You will now understand that there's nothing like home. when you build your own home, have your own place, that is the only time you'll be confident to say that I have arrived. That is the only time you have the confidence to speak. That's the only time you have the right to make your demand at any point in time. Except that, you are still living as a slave. Because every single paper they give you is just like a tissue paper that can be trashed at any moment in time. When I saw this speech that was posted by Vanguard, whether it is true or lie, I do not want to know. Because after all, in the past, whenever the Zoological Republic utters a statement that is not in line with what the Finnish authorities have said, they will come out and debunk it. Whenever the Nigerian media or their press come out to say things that are not in line with what we discuss, they come out and debunk it. But this time they have kept silence. That means they are now colluding. It's no longer a suspicion. No, we know they've been colluding, but we suspected. Now they are coming in the open to tell us that they have sold their citizens and their relationship with Biafra for economic interests. It is a sad thing to see. But at the same time, we are not surprised. And we will never give up. Let us read the report that is coming from Vanguard from the meeting that transpired on Friday. That's yesterday. While we were talking, people were still giving Finland credence and thinking that maybe they could come up with something, maybe they're going to speak. And finally, yesterday, we saw their ambassador in Nigeria with Tinubu, and this is the statement that came out, which has not been debunked. It's almost 24 hours now, it's not been debunked. That means what they wrote in the media is the right thing. He says, President Bola Tinubu on Friday in Abuja welcomed the intervention of the Finnish government with the arrest and detention of Simon Ekpa, saying the government will not tolerate actions and statements that could lead to divisiveness among citizens. This is as the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria, Ms. Sena Selin, has said that Simon Ekpa has been hindering bilateral relations. They are quoting the Finnish ambassador here. And we have not seen them debunk this. It has been more than 24 hours now. It means it is true that the ambassador went to Tinubu and she said, Simon Ekpa has been hindering bilateral relations. President Tinubu spoke when he received the letter of credence from the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria, Ms. Selin, at the State House. Finland issuing a letter of credence to a criminal in Asoro. A well-known criminal in Asoro. It is not hidden. You see, the West will always be the West. They will always support their own interests. And that is what is still playing out. We never believed that Finland could degenerate to this very level. It is a shame. It is a shame. And Chukwu Okike Abiyama is going to do them what he has done to UK. The same course that Mazi Nandekano led to UK is what they are trying to share from. And they're going to get it. He commended the Finnish authority for the timely intervention that safeguarded the nation's integrity and mitigated an action that threatened peaceful coexistence. President Tinubu also received letter of credence from the ambassador of the European Union. These are the people who are in cohort on the tragedy of our Prime Minister Mazi Samaneko. Mr. Gota Midnot, the ambassador of the People Republic of Algeria, Hossein Messon. These are enemies of Biafra. When you see the names I mentioned, these are people that are making sure that Biafra does not see the light of the day. We fought them during the Civil War, and we are going to fight them again now. And it's going to be much more brutal than it was before. Let's keep watching and see. President Tinubu, in a statement by his spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, was quoted as saying, "I must thank you for your record on safeguarding human rights in our country with the trial of Simon Ekpa. Nigeria is indivisible." Did you hear that? They are thanking Finland for arresting an innocent man, for a man who is trying to speak against the atrocities that is committed against the Biafrans. It is sad that we are seeing this in our own time. Oh, sorry for that very obstruction. I'm so sorry for that obstruction. That is what we always see sometimes on this program. We got attacked and we got so many things happening. And we will continue to do what we have to do to overcome the challenges. So, as we were saying, we continue to read what I was reading before, the statement that was coming from Nigerian media, which the Finnish authorities have not debunked yet, meaning that they are what we see them to be. That thing we are suspecting is no longer suspicion, it is true. They have sold their conscience for economic interest. And this statement came out. They say, President Tinubu, they say, we have, let me see, I'm coming. Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure I'm not jumping the statement because we need to capture all the words. Sorry, let's come again. Let me read it again from the beginning. Say, President Bola Tinubu on Friday in Abuja welcomed the intervention of the Finnish government with the arrest of detention of Simon Ekpa, saying the government will not tolerate actions and statements that could lead to divisiveness among citizens. This is as the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria, Ms. Sen Selim, has said that Simon Ekpa has been hindering bilateral relations. President Tinubu spoke when he received the letter of credence from the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria, Ms. Selim, at the State House. He commended the Finnish authority for the timely intervention that safeguards the nation's integrity and mitigated an action that threatened peaceful coexistence. President Tinubu also received letter of credence from Ambassador of the European Union, Mr. Koda Magnot, and the Ambassador of the People's Republic of Algeria, Hussein Moussad. These are enemies of Biafra, as I said before. President Tinubu, in a statement by his spokesperson, Bayo Ononuga, was quoted as saying, "I must thank you for your record on safeguarding human rights in our country. With the trial of Simon Ekpa, Nigeria is indivisible." It is sad when you hear this kind of a statement being made to Ambassador of Finland, where they have every single evidence that is needed to show the criminality of Nigeria, the human rights abuse of Nigeria, not only to Biafrans, to every citizen of that country, is in the open. The Amnesty International have made a report on it. The reports are there online, made by international media. But yet, their human rights abuse has not been addressed. And here, look at an abuser, a leader of the abusing of rights of people, coming here to thank Finnish government for helping them to fight human rights, to safeguard human rights. How are you safeguarding human rights in Nigeria? By detaining an innocent man in your country, by keeping an innocent man incommunicado, and they are applauding you. What a shame. This is what the world has become. We have been through turbulent times, and we don't want to promote terrorism. President Tinubu told the Finnish ambassador. Look at Nigerian president saying they don't want to promote terrorism. A terrorist country that terrorizes its own country. I have played videos of evidence, and by grace of God, I will play more today. How Nigerian government terrorized its own citizen. The kidnap of Mazen Nandekano from Kenya. There is no other terrorism as great as that. But yet, because they have already made they have already drawn their plan and their map that every crime committed against the Biafra does not amount to human rights abuse. You know, when Showore made that statement, people thought he just made it because he talks too much. When Showore made that statement, people did not catch up with it because they feel he just made it. That there is already a stated plan, that is already a strategy, a lay-down rule in Nigeria. There's a lay-down rule in Nigeria that every crime committed against the Biafran does not amount to crime against humanity. And the whole world is keying into this very lay-down rule by Nigeria. The whole world. Because of economic interest. Because of economic interest, once you are in Nigeria to dialogue, they must tell you every crime, you are free to do anything against the Biafran people. You are free to take their life. You are free to dehumanize them. You are free to exploit them as much as you can. It does not amount to human rights. And I bet you United Nations also is in cahoot with this idea. That is why you see them today speaking boldly. And they are making the right talk without any response from anybody, and nobody has come to deny it. And he went ahead to say, I am a child born into activism, but not divisiveness. Look at an idiot speaking. We need cohesion and cooperation to bring about development. Our watchword is stability and cohesion to move the country forward. This is sad. The National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribeiro, has informed me I know what the rule of law means. Really? You know what the rule of law means, including in getting yourself involved in drugs, stealing the mandate that is not yours, rigging of election, and all manner of criminal activities that you have done with the record. The same Nuhu Ribado that has your record, the same Nuhu Ribado you mentioned, has a record that will nail you for life. Really? You went when you made him your security advisor, of course we know where you were going. The law, the rule of law. Yeah, that kind of law, the law that made you from a criminal to become a president. Safeguard our democratic credential, morals, values. We must respect the rule of law. Who is saying this? Can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody in Nigeria making this kind of a statement? Talking about the rule of law. Safeguard our democratic credentials. What democratic credential does Tinubu has? What democratic credential has any president of Nigeria ever had? Morals. What morals does Tinubu have? What morals? In what angle is Tinubu going to be coming at as somebody who has morals? Values. Which values does he has to protect? Just of recent, he was named number 3 most corrupt president of the world. Number 3 most corrupt president is here talking about democratic credentials, moral and value. And he went ahead to say we must respect the rule of law. The same rule of law that said release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and you refuse to release him. The same rule of law you broke to go and kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. The same rule of law that you went and did extraordinary rendition against international law. What rule of law is this idiot talking about? It is sad. But the cost that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu lay to the British, we follow any country that works hand in hand with Nigeria, either knowingly or unknowingly, no matter what be their interest. That same cost will follow them. And they are going to meet their end. Whatever we suffer, they are going to suffer 10 times what we are facing. The president noted that the ambassador priority include ICT, agriculture, education, will directly impact the country's development. Nigeria is undergoing a series of necessary reforms to stimulate growth and prosperity. Thank you also for the humanitarian support in the Northeast. Oh, you see? Finland is already in the Northeast giving them humanitarian support. Already in the Northeast giving them humanitarian support. I believe that we can work together, he added. The ambassador of Finland extolled the president for his courage. Just imagine. The ambassador of Finland extolled the president for his courage in initiating reform that will benefit the economy and ensure prosperity in the future. Is this the kind of reform you have in Finland? What you are seeing in Nigeria, is that what you have in Finland? When we talk about the conspiracy of the West, this is unbelievable. Simon Ekpa has been hindering bilateral relations. The cooperation between our two countries is going very well now. Now the ambassador speaking. And the National Security Advisor has been providing all the evidence the ambassador noted. The ambassador is now the one speaking now, according to Vanguard. And it's been more than 24 hours this very write-up was put up. They never came to debunk it. But it is true. So the ambassador is speaking. He says, Simon Ekpa has been hindering bilateral relationships. The cooperation between our two countries is going very well now. That's after the kidnap of our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa. And the National Security Advisor has been providing all the evidence. Providing you have all the evidence. So what stops you from prosecuting Master Simon Ekpa and tell us that he's guilty or not? And now let us know his fate. What stops you from concluding your investigation? You say they have been providing they have provided you with all the things you needed. So what are you waiting for? What else are you waiting for? I salute you for all the ongoing reform in the country. They are not easy, even though it is painful. It is the only way Nigeria can progress. It is essential for the country. Madness. Finland has been involved in peace mediation as well. We also have opportunity for Nigerians in energy. Here they come for their business. We can work and make it realizable dream, she stated. These are a bunch of clowns and idiots. Madness. In a meeting with the ambassador of the European Union, President Tinubu noted that the EU remains one of the highest trading partner of Nigeria. Of course, they are the greatest stealer, criminals, the greatest enslavers of the Biafran people, the European Union. They are the ones that are sponsoring the criminality, including the terrorism. They are sponsoring. France is actively sponsoring terrorism in Africa. Up to today, they are the ones sponsoring terrorism, making sure that African countries do not stand. And they are one of the key holders in the EU. The British is an active actor in terrorism in Nigeria. And look at them here coming to talk. They are your trading partner, your fellow terrorist organizations. That's what they are. Urging the envoy to work towards elevating the volume of transaction and threatening the ties. Strengthening the ties. Chukwu Abiyama will lose the tie this time around. He said Nigeria needs support in digitalizing and automating operations and processes for rendering services. It is sad. It is sad, but that is it. That is what we are seeing. The president said Nigerian economy could support investment with its vibrant, youthful population. Is it the same youth they are killing? The same youth you're not concerned about. Do you know how many youths are being murdered in the zoo every blessed day? Do you know how many youth have been lost their life? They lost their life in NSAS. They lost their life in the end bad governance. They lost their life in all the protests here and there. The case of Southeast is not even mentioned. It can never be ever mentioned. The Christians in the North are losing their life on a daily basis. Are they the people that are talking? Of course, it's not about them. It is about your business. The idiot told President Tinubu that Nigeria holds many untapped potentials, adding that more could be realized through development, cooperation, and technology leveraging. It is always about their interests. When they are talking about technology, you think they are not talking about. They are always looking where they are dumping ground, where they are going to dump their use items. That is where dumping ground, where they will come and steal and dump their refuse. We have a solid partnership based on our shared value. What value do we share with these idiots? The Biafrans, we don't have any shared value with terrorists. Both their enablers, both their partners, both those who are supporting them, we don't share any value with them. Nothing. Nothing. President Tinubu urged collaboration between Nigeria and Algeria. Just imagine. Algeria, one of the terrorist countries we know, to implement the Trans-Sahara African gas pipeline project. That is where they are coming. The pipeline project, that is why they want to exterminate us. This is one of the reasons why they want to destroy the whole Biafrans and make sure that none of us survives. This Trans-African Sahara African gas pipeline. This pipeline is running from Biafra land, Imo State to be precise. That is where they want to take the gas from. And this is the base of the agreement. This is why they are selling Biafra land. This is why Finland sold their conscience and betrayed a citizen that has served them on different areas. They betrayed him in broad daylight. And the idiot went ahead to say, we need to lift one another in Africa, and we will be stronger together. We can be abused or ignored, but we have nothing to prove to anyone but ourselves. We must lift Africa together, the president said. These are mad people speaking for their own personality. It is very annoying to read all these things. I can't continue to read this nonsense. It is very, very annoying. But that is where we have found ourselves today. This is where we found ourselves today. And how long are we going to continue to tolerate this madness and idiocy of the world? It is no longer suspicion. It is much more clearer. They have carried the news. Just as we were discussing here yesterday, we didn't know that more confirmations were coming. The ambassador issued a statement which I just read now, and nobody came out to deny and say that Mazi Sam will never have been hindering the bilateral relationship. Ask me, what crime has he committed? Claiming you have so many evidence. What are you still waiting for to prosecute him? It is sad, but we must continue. Akonyo Wetere, my brother, you're welcome. My brother Christian, you're welcome. Let us start from Akonyo Wetere. Go ahead and speak to us, Akonyo Wetere. Okay. My brother Christian, go ahead and speak to us. I think he's in Akonyo Wetere is in a noisy place. Let's hear from our brother Christian.
Okay, Maz, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, we move. It's sad, but we must continue. We must. These people, they don't know. They don't know. They have absolutely no clue. We will continue. Mazinan Kano has laid all down on the line. In everything, he laid everything on the line. He has sacrificed everything, and we will sacrifice everything too in due time. They don't know who we are, but they will know in due time. Where do I start from? For me, I'm not really surprised over what Finland did. I saw it coming because like that 2 years ago or so. And in fact, I think there was one meeting, or should I say conference or whatever, I don't know, that the PM had. And I could recall somebody raising this issue of Finland seeking membership of NATO. Yeah, I think I recall somebody raised it, but the PM then, well, obviously, what can you do? Even there's absolutely nothing anybody can do about that. But the issue was raised. But for me, on my part, I knew it back then, but I just did not know that it could come to that. But I felt that it could, and here we are today. But so I will not want to give Finland too much pass over it, because at the same time, the pressure was upon them. Maybe monetarily too was upon them. Who knows what the zoo and their agent has promised them in terms of the gas pipeline that is in the Imo state to be praised. You see, so, but at the same time, you would expect them to have their morals as a people, the Finland government. You will expect them as a people who has been there, who knows what it is, and who understand the history of Biafrans, the millions and millions of Biafrans that were massacred unjustly. They are aware of it. The history is there. And because they themselves came out of struggles like this, so one would expect them to have acted differently. But hey, they are what they are. I guess truly, they are not people that can change. They are incapable of the word morality. They don't understand it. Especially when it comes to the blacks, the Africans. The blacks. I just generalize the blacks. They can speak it. They can pretend, but maybe sometimes here and there act as if. But when push comes to shove, they are what they are. So, but for me, I think that without having to say too much, I have to say that we are on the move. We are marching on. An average person may not quite understand it, but I can almost certainly guarantee you that we are marching on. Yet, as tough As tough and difficult as it is or it seems, I tell you, we are marching on. And we're in a different dispensation now. We're in a new dispensation, and we have to also, while we keep working, we keep pushing, and a little bit of patience and watch. We have to do stuff simultaneously. It has to go simultaneously while being patient and watching, and we'll be working and be pushing at the same time, and see what happens in about a year or two from now. If it has to come to a point where we will collectively have a resolve on what to do. Should I say, is it the case of like taking the destiny into your hand? I guess. Maybe we are there, maybe we're already there, maybe not quite. But it might, if it has to come to that, sure it will. Because one thing is for sure, we will never give in to this evil conspiracy and blackmail, global conspiracy to destroy a people of over 70 to 80 millions. You can be rest assured we will never give in to that. We will never, even if one. So we're coming. It's a marathon. It's not a race. So I just want to appeal to every Biafran, every genuine Biafran, to continue to hold on, to continue to work hard, and most importantly, to continue to support this government of Biafra led by Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. That is just my only appeal. And for those on the other side, they have to think deeply. If they ever truly wanted Biafra freedom, now it's time for them to think deeply. Even if you don't want to come on board, you can stay away and watch. Because I know of this woman, I think Madam Azuka, who was there before. But I'm pretty sure that since she left, she has not been, I could be wrong, but I haven't seen her, creating problems here and there. I don't know much about her. I don't know, but at least from on the surface, I've never come across her trying to blackmail anybody. Except if I'm wrong, well, I stand to be corrected. So, but that is what is expected of every Biafran who genuinely wants freedom. Because trust me, anything other than total freedom from Biafrans is unimaginable. Is absolutely unimaginable. So why I'm saying it is that I don't want to come and sound prophetic today, but I know that a lot is happening. It might seem bleak, it might seem harder, but I'm just trying to give that, should I say, reassurance or hope that all is not lost. We are marching on, and everything is working out. It's hard to say, but trust me, things are working out. I told you yesterday, if you remember, I said that God has a way of being always being 1,000 or 1,000,000 steps ahead of the evil ones. You remember I said it yesterday?
Yeah. So
these things, they are unfolding before our very eyes. And so Finland is a small country with limited global influence. So if the British and the zoo combine, they've been able to mount pressure on them and make them to become complicit in this evil. Because you remember that some years back, obviously, the zoo government, it is not the first that they've been making effort in the past to get this result, but it hasn't been fruitful. This same ambassador many times, was it one Biafran politician? I'm trying to remember his name. And the zoo government, they've tried to pressure her in the past to do something.
I'm trying to find out, is this the same ambassador or a new one they just brought in?
Well, I don't know.
One. It's not the former one. It's a new one.
Thank you.
Oh, really? So they changed. Did they change the ambassador?
New one.
When was that?
The ambassador.
When?
That is what I was researching to find out, and before I speak about it.
Is it this year? Is it this year?
They changed it. This year now they changed it. Then they sent new ambassador to Nigeria. And
Okay.
welcome to Portugal.
Okay. Well,
because when I was looking at through the thing, I was just searching it now. I was just wondering, is it the same woman?
But the one
about human rights and the right of man, someone
exactly. The one before, Mazi, the one before was a woman, and the one now is also a woman.
It's a woman. So okay. You see, when you were speaking, you talk about people throwing away their morals and conscience. You see, when I was reading that place, when I got to this place where this woman said, he said, this is as the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria, Mrs. Simon Selin, has said that Simon Egba has been hindering bilateral relationship.
Mazi, you know why? So they knew.
When I read that, I begin to wonder,
where
did these people leave their conscience and moral? Where did
but I think a deal was reached. Therefore, they had to remove, so that it doesn't appear like double speaking, sort of, because so therefore they had to. These are the role. You know, they tried to play smart for the most part, this sophisticated game. So they took the one who condemned Nigeria, the former ambassador, who told them that Samonekpa has not violated any law, that he's carrying out his civil human rights obligations. The former one was describing how self-defense was.
Very clear. She was very prompt about it. She never
exactly. And like I said, many times they tried to pressure her to do what they did now, but she stood upright. Now, eventually, they've cracked. Finland cracked. They buckled under whatever purpose best known to them. Therefore, they change her, bring a new one to speak, so that it doesn't seem like they are all over the place. That is how they roll. No, but like I was saying, if it may be wrong at all. Nothing spoiled, my dear brother. Nothing spoiled. So I'm not, how can I say? But you can be, I'm just telling you that we are marching on. Biafrans should know that we are marching on. They will try everything, but no human being, no nation can stop Biafra. I am just pronouncing it. Instead, they will self-destruct. Understanding? Because the Finnish president, this guy making off in this thing, because I feel like say they with her. So Finnish president.
It's not Akanya with her. I think it's the right guy. Let me unmute. Let me mute him. Go ahead.
Yeah, Finnish president sometime last year made a public declaration that Ukraine is fighting for their freedom, fighting for their independence. But that is lie. But that is lie from a pit of hell. Do you know why I say that? Because Ukraine is a sovereign nation. They have their independence. They have their everything. They run their affairs.
Russia is right. It was a lie. It was a lie.
Putin is not the president of Ukraine. Ukraine have president, they have their national anthem, they have everything as an independent nation. But what happened is that these evil criminals, it was all in an attempt to crush, to slowly but surely dismantle and destroy Russia. So they are using Ukraine as a they are using Ukraine as a proxy. It's a proxy war. they are using Ukraine to engage. So for Finnish president, whoever the guy is, to say that he's just being evil and mischievous, because those who are fighting for freedom and independence are the Biafrans. We don't have autonomy. We don't have independence. We cannot even conduct election. When the zoo government, the Nigerian government conduct election, people comes out to vote. They goes out and they changed it. They pick a puppet who, like the Uzodimas and the rest of them, they impose it or not. We are the people who are fighting for freedom and independence, not Ukraine. Heaven knows that. And this is the difference between these people and Trump, because Trump never believed in all this bull crap. He simply know the truth. And they know the truth too, but because they are evil and they can never change, what they are looking for is to create this utopia, globalist, evil entity. Nigeria was picked up. That is that global. You see, these people don't know that we know what is going on. And one thing is for sure, we will never give in. As hard as they try, we will never give in. And because we have everything on, we have the value, we have the moral on our side, we have the justification on our side, we have everything on our side. They will crumble at the end of the day, and the record will be set, and we know our enemies, we know who they are. So my brother, let me just leave it for now. I'm still with you this morning, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Akonyo Wetere, let's hear from you, my brother. Akonyo Wetere, are you there? Akonyo Wetere, are you gone again? Unmute yourself if you're there. Okay, if you're not there, let's hear from Anderson. Anderson, let's
Good
hear
morning.
from you. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, bro. Choose.
You're welcome.
In fact, bro, choose. It was Obi Abogum this morning. Oh, very unfortunate. And my men are not even the way me that now. We are like a people who are taken for slaughter, and most of our brothers are celebrating it. If what is happening now, if the Biafrans all over the world will come to their senses, for Finland to do the unexpected at the end of the whole thing should be a lesson to all these Biafrans that thought staying in another world and being there, serving the interests of those people because they're giving them a kind of citizenship right. You know that they're not citizens of any country.
A big lesson for everybody.
This is a call for Biafrans all over the world to know that last time there was a time I came on this platform and I told you they were the most hated people in the whole world. But it is quite unfortunate that the Biafrans, some of the Biafrans themselves, are still living in a state of denial. They are living in a state of, they are in oblivion state. You are watching your enemies on daily basis, working how your race is going to be exterminated, and yet you are standing doing nothing. You felt it doesn't matter. This news and the event that took place last night in the zoo is so painful and saddening. If I would tell you that I'm happy, I should be a liar.
Nobody is, my brother.
I went to bed last night with a painful heart. And I came out this morning. I said, let me check on your channel and know what is going on. And you go ahead detailing the whole matter, reading the whole, the trash engagement that they had last night in Nigeria that was printed on the Vanguard News. In fact, I felt that since the whole world see that we have become a kind of a threat, even though we are the most peaceful people and peace-loving people on this earth, why can't they go and get suffer and pour on the 80 million Biafrans so that we met and they can go on and steal what belongs to us freely, since that is their problem? They should go and get suffer and pour on us. Since it is a thing of joy to celebrate wickedness and criminality and terrorism in this 21st century. And these people, they will come out and say a different thing, but in their mind they are doing a different thing. I can't even believe that this whole world that's always saying corruption, corruption, they will tell you the African is corrupt, so person is corrupt. I want to tell us that the European world is the most corrupt group in the whole on the surface of this earth.
The most corrupt. You are right. There's no doubt about that.
And the worst is that their consciences are dead. They don't have shame. Dead. They don't feel qualm. They can go any length to achieve just what will please them, no matter how criminal, no matter how ugly it is.
Very shameless people.
But it is unfortunate and very painful if at the end of the day Finland will become a complicit. If Finland will compromise to sell someone who is so proud of them, to sell someone who has served them with the whole of his might and with the whole of his heart, to sell someone who has put in everything, who has taken his life to, in fact, and always proud. But we see that they are thinking that if they succeeded in doing all this evil, they will go scot-free with it. Because from what they are doing, it's seemingly as if they've concluded that there is no God watching them, or who is that God that will challenge them. But let them be informed that if they think they can take God for mockery and go on to plan how to exterminate Biafra, they should know that Biafra was created by the one, a supreme being that nobody knows. And that supreme being is still watching what they are doing. And they should surely know that they cannot take what belongs to God scot-free, and they feel at home. The whole agenda is in the open. I am not surprised. We've known this. Somebody was saying yesterday that Trump will not help us if we do not come together. Last time if I could still remember, I told you that there is nothing new about the plight of Biafrans all over the whole world. That the whole world knew about what Biafra is going through, and the whole Biafrans knew that it's a right for us to exist. But because of what God has given to us, we have not made trouble anywhere before. We are a kind of people that respect human value and knows what human rights is. Biafra is the only people that have not caused any kind of riot in the land of Biafra since the issue of time. If Biafra come out to achieve anything, definitely they are fighting for what belongs to them. We are kind of people with conscience that we don't go what did not belong to us. That is said that the Western world, for them to live and survive, they are believing that they will crush us. And they are thinking that by the time we have been exterminated, they will survive. The answer is no. They should expect that terrible things that never expect to happen, something that has never happened in the existence of man, is coming on them. They may think that let us be ranting after at the end of the day, what will our statement put up to or put together? We are not the type. We are God's own children. We are living by the power of God. And if we have bowed down to worship the gods of this world, if me here speaking to you have bowed down to worship the gods of this world, then the European world and the UN that are working in cohorts against Biafrans will surely go scot-free. But if not only that they will suffer 10 times of what we have passed through, the time shall come when the generation will be raised from the surface of this earth. There are some Bible studies that makes us know that there are some people that existed before now and they are not in existence any longer. And then they are aware of it because they brought us Christianity. So all this is a kind of shenanigans to chain us and to put us into the shackles of the wicked ones. It doesn't surprise me because I knew quite right. The Bible makes us know that, like last time I said, we are not fighting ordinary flesh, but we are fighting powers and principalities and the evil forces in the high places. And who are those evil forces? They are the European world. They are in the United Nations. Look at the shameful and shameless statements that are put in. When did Nigeria and Algeria start having any relationship? Until now. Because the whole world is out. They failed in 1967 to exterminate us when they came with the agenda to exterminate this race so that they can take what belongs to us shamelessly. And they think that if they take what belongs to us, it's going to give them any peace of mind. As soon as they came out with this plan, and as soon as they're making steps to make us a kind of a slave for what we have, I bet them they should go and mark it. Today is the 25th day of the first of the month of January in the year 2025. From the day as they make this, if they don't retrace themselves, they will never, the kind of pain and sorrow, and misery that will come their way, in fact, will be the type that the world have never seen before. You see the earthquake happening around the world? It's a little thing to what they are going to see that will come down on them. If they think we cannot do anything, they should go back and think twice. And by the time we are coming out, please, I am begging that, please, every Biafran that is up to do all over the world should see this as a very big challenge to the Biafrans. Whatsoever that is your opinion, if you have been standing far, or if you have been sitting on the fence and thinking that it does not matter, what took place last night and what these people are planning should matter to you right now. Whatsoever you can offer, anything you have, please, this is time to stake it. We're not going to fight alone, but humanly, we're going to stand in the front. Then watch how God is going to destroy the wicked ones and the enemies. I'm not losing hope. I knew quite right that whatever is taking place is happening, that God would prove to the whole world again in the 21st century his glory and majesty. It has happened in the past, and when God shook the whole world stood in awesome power of his glory. So maybe they've forgotten, because we've come a long way that God has not shown the whole world how great he is. I think the Biafran existence is going to mark a beginning of a new idea and a knowledge to the whole world, that in whatever you are doing, you should be careful and respect what God himself has created. Nobody created life. And that is why they form all this organization. Let me tell us, the UN, all of them, is an offshoot of the Berlin Conference of 1884. From one organization to another, it is set not only because they want to do anything good for humanity. It is organized and formed for the sole reason of making sure that they destroy the Biafrans and to make sure that the continent of Africa is being enslaved in perpetuity.
Yep.
But while they are doing all this, they should look back. How can you see an evil entity and you people are giving them credence? Credence on what? Credence on killing their masses. Credence on stealing, on destroying the people. Credence on 15 years. This is almost 15 years, nearly 15 years that they sponsor terrorists around the north, in the northern area, crushing and killing people, and sacking people from their homes, displacing people, and even some people are not even IDP camp. If you come around the north and see how people who are normal, people who are physically fit are going about begging for food, you will know that really that we're in a hell. And the European Union and the United Nations are the master planner of all this, orchestrated by the British government and France. I'm coming. Who has vowed that they will never let Africans go. Who have vowed that the Biafrans will never see the lights of the day. But they forgot that the freedom of Biafra is going to be to their own advantage and to the peaceful existence of the whole world. Biafra freedom is going to destroy every form of terrorism, I believe. And they are the one that will get better. Does it mean that if Biafra come, are they afraid? What are they afraid of? Did they think that we're after that natural resources that God has given to us? They should allow us go. If they want us to give them some portion of that mineral resources for free, they can take it, but they will see our ingenuity. They will know that, yes, we're not believing on all these things. God has made us a people set apart. With natural resources or not, have we not been surviving? What have we been gaining from what God gave to us since the existence of Biafra? Since more than 500 years ago. Because Biafra has been in existence for more than 500 years ago. Have we benefited anything from our natural resources before? The answer is no. But why are they not asking? How are these people surviving? Despite all this evil we're meting on them. But yet, they are growing. Even in the whole country, in the whole continent of the whole world, all over in Europe, they can see the ingenuity of our people. Is that what is giving them fear? We're not troublemaker. We don't be the terrorism. We don't believe in terrorism. We are people that give value to human lives. We are people that love peaceful coexistence. We are people that believe that from what we have, we can build or give out to those who do not have. But they should think twice. I am telling you the truth. I am saddened in this very morning, and tears rolled down my cheeks. From last night, I have not been myself. But I know when it seems as if all hope is lost, but no hope is lost yet. When it seems as if all hope is lost, the glory of God will manifest itself. We are not going to give up. This is the agenda. I have said it before now. We're not fighting the enclave called Nigeria. We're not fighting the estate that the Britain built. We are fighting the forces that stays in the highest places all over the whole world, that doesn't want the light to shine. But can they stop the light from shining forth? Biafra is a light, God's own light. And all that is happening is fully aware in the heavenly places. And God knows that it's going to be like this. But God is allowing this to happen so that Biafra will be a kind of a case study after all these shenanigans. Biafra will come to light. Biafra will stand tall. Biafra will rule their destiny. Biafra will be a free nation. They can go and do what's than this. And to their own mind, they will think that they can stop us from being what God has created us to be. No man can take it away. For the fact that no man can stop a pregnant woman from delivering the baby in her womb, definitely no man can stop the coming of Biafra. They can go and, squeeze us. They can kind of put us into a kind of excruciating pain and moment of sadness. But it will only last for a moment. And thereafter, they will all regret years upon years upon years, generations upon generations. We pay dearly for all this evil they've meted on us. For we have not done anything. If we have offended anybody in this whole world, please, they should come out and say that this is what Biafran has done. Then why this? Why this? Please, I beg every Biafran who is up to do. Every Biafran all over the whole world should see really, if the Finland government can at the end of the day work in collaboration with Nigeria to betray their own citizens, somebody who has served them like never before, and who love them more than anything, they should know that they are not safe anywhere they are from around the whole world. They should start doing something now to get free from the clutches of the Western world. For what they are saying is different from what they are seeing, what they are doing. Their consciences are dead. They are shameless people. They are always there for their own selfish interests. And they don't want the light to shine forth from Africa. But they cannot do anything. Please, I beg. And you people that in the top places, please, I beg you, please, do everything you can do, please, to bring Biafrans together. Those of us who are still far away, fighting for their stomachs, fighting for what they will not live to eat, because until you have peace before you can enjoy anything you have. Until you have peace before you can enjoy whatever you are gathering. Let us seek for our home. Let us do everything possible to bring our dignity back. Let us do everything possible to make the enemies know that we are a people that God has chosen for himself. And while they are fighting us and thinking they can do anything, do you know what? Do you think what is happening in Israel? Do you think it's just a kind of another problem? Anytime you see the Biafran issue gaining ground, the British government in collaboration with the French government will set a kind of a problem between the Arab world and Israel. Because they are believing that help may come from Israel. But when they set a kind of confusion like this and put them into a serious state of, in a battle state, Israel will be fighting to defend our own territory, then Biafra will be left alone, because they are believing that if there's anybody that will look to Biafrans, or if anybody that will partner with Biafra and be a help to Biafrans, that it will come first from Israel. But I want to beg anybody who is of rightful human conscience all over the world and see what is happening to Biafra and keep quiet. You are not doing yourself anything good. Rather, you are causing harm for yourself. Because all of them knew that it is the height of injustice. They know that it is the height of evil against the people. If we have not known what belongs to us and you are cheating us, it will be a different thing. But you are cheating us, and we know that we knew you are cheating us, and you knew quite well that the Biafrans knew that what they are suffering is because of what they have and who they are. You are supposed to at least think like human being, and at least for some moment be ashamed of your dealings. By the time you are cheating somebody and it's not aware, you'll be free, you will be happy. But it's not. But you cannot cheat somebody who is aware that you are cheating the person. You should be ashamed of yourself. But I still know that some right conscious men, even in the EU, all of them cannot be the same. But only that the evil ones are in number. But the right conscious one from the EU and the UN and the whole world at large should not fold their arm and close their eye to the evil that they are committing against Biafrans. Because unless Biafran is free, I am telling you, they may conclude that what is that Biafran will offer that will make the world to be at peace. Unless Biafran is free, the whole world will not know peace. They can keep camouflaging, they can keep pretending, but unless Biafran is free, the whole world will not know peace. But I know that for anything that human being will do, they will do. But God will surely prove his glory. God will prove his majesty, and his power will manifest on the surface of this earth. Then we know that, yes, we are God's own people. And if any other person is not serving God, or is not believing in God, or doesn't worship God in truth and in spirit, myself speaking to you here, worship God. And I know that at a time like this, anytime anything heartbroken comes around my way, the glory of God is near. I want to believe that the freedom of Biafra is near, and we can never give up. We will surely stand tall, and we are going to celebrate our victory, no matter what. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. It's a very difficult time. It's very, very disturbing, and what we are seeing is not what is expected. But whatever happens, we are not going to give up. We will never give up. This is a kind of a lesson for every one of us that is living abroad. No matter where you are living, this is a wake-up call. You must know that whatever document they give to you outside your own home country is just like a tissue paper. It's a tissue paper, just for a while. They can take it away at any time. Regardless your sacrifice, regardless what, as long as you are not from that very country, always strive to have your own home. Always strive to have your own place. That was why the Jews made sure that they secured a place they call home. The Jews across the world made sure that they secured their own home. Regardless the attack against them, regardless the strife and hatred against them, they made sure they have their own home. And that is what we have to do as Biafrans. Except we have our own home, we will amount to nothing. Some of us will be boasting of you have a citizenship, you have this, you have that. It doesn't make any difference. When the problem, when you need it more, when you think they're going to stand for you, that is when they're going to sell you out. As if that of Mazen Nandekana was not enough lesson. Mazen Nandekana had the citizenship of UK. In all the citizenship of UK, in broad daylight, he was kidnapped, not because he committed any crime, not because he entered Kenya illegal. He traveled to Kenya with British passport, not even with Nigerian passport. With that same passport that the British gave, he didn't go to Nigeria. He didn't travel. He traveled to another country with British passport. He didn't travel as a Nigerian. And they kidnapped him, tortured him for good 8 days against international law, abused all his rights. They still have the guts to bring him out and take him to their own court, and they continue to try him. And the people that gave him paper as a citizen, with whom he traveled with their passport, up to today, they are still busy chasing their own mineral resources in Nigeria. They are still busy strengthening their bilateral relationship with Nigeria. Not even a sanction, not even a reprimand, not even a caution for the kidnap of somebody they made their citizen who traveled with their passport, even though he had a double citizenship, but he traveled with the British passport to Kenya, not with Nigerian passport. Look at again, the same thing is playing out. Mazi Simon Ekpa, not just an ordinary citizen. He has served the country on different areas. He served them in their military diligently, still as one of their reserve soldiers. He served them in politics, politically in a leading party, and also served as a councillor with a good record. He has no criminal record anywhere. Every single thing he has done in Finland, he has made it official. He doesn't have any secret deal. Today, that same country is selling him out for their economic interests. That same country is speaking out in broad daylight, telling you that Mazi Simon Ekpa has been hindering their bilateral relationship with the Zoological Republic, a terrorist country. It is not as if they don't know. It is not as if they don't, even if they claim they don't know by themselves, we have furnished them with more than enough documents. Mazi Simon Ekpa started furnishing them with information from the very first day he started the struggle. It's not just yesterday he was kidnapped. From the day he started this struggle, they have every detail. And there is nothing he has done that he did without their knowledge. This is the same man, a man who has a law firm in Finland, knows their law. Today, in broad daylight, they denied him and they gave him up in exchange for economic interest.
That's the truth.
Yes, my brother.
I just wanted to ask if, I don't know if it's, but I don't think it's a serious question. I mean, is there any pronouncement in form of judgment on the PM? Nothing of such. Just that
there is nothing.
So moving forward, do you have any idea what is gonna? I don't know. Like, is he waiting trial? Or I mean, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to.
What they have always told us up to today, as I'm speaking, is that they are still undergoing investigation. If you listen to the statement of the ambassador, he also said that Nigerian government is providing them necessary information and evidence that they needed. So they are still he's still under investigation up to this moment. They have been investigating for how many years? I don't know. And the ambassador made mention that the Nigerian government and their DSS and whatever, they are helping them to provide evidence.
They've compromised. Finland has compromised, as simple as that.
Completely compromised.
So evidence, what about the evidence of the Nigerian government, massacre Biafran youth, dump them in the river, all those things? What about evidence? What about evidence of Nigerian military come to Biafra land and be shooting indiscriminately, burning houses? So
what about the illegal detention of Mazi Nandekano and his kidnapping in Kenya? That is an international crime. That is
exactly.
What about that?
What about people asking for referendum, peaceful referendum? Is that not constitutional right guaranteed?
I can't just understand, my brother. I can't.
Okay, Nigerian government took it out from their constitution, or it was never their but they've had referendum, plebiscite. They've had it in Nigeria, in I think Midwestern states, stuff like they had this somewhere.
Of course.
So how
was created.
but now the language Nigeria is speaking, the language Finland is speaking, and the language these evil globalists are speaking is that they will kidnap over 70 to 80 million people, and in the form of captured, and force them to be in a country that they said they don't want to be, and what is the population of Finland or even Denmark? Look at that small island, few people, less than 1 million, but they have the autonomy. So many. So when you look at this whole thing, you begin to wonder, really, this global conspiracy. There's a reason why they are doing what they are doing. But again,
this is
before I forget,
to confirm. This is to confirm what Shore said.
Yeah,
the conspiracy.
How about the evidence?
Every human rights abuse against the Biafrans does not amount to human rights abuse.
To the Western world.
To the Western world.
Yeah. And there's a reason. Why is that? You ask yourself, why is that? But anyway, what I was going to say also briefly is that these things we are doing, you can't emphasize the importance of it enough. Why do I say that? Someone might just say, they're online, they make blah, blah, blah. But trust me, all these things online, they live forever and ever. And as they continue to plot over our people, our children, even our children unborn, they will have something to look back to say, this is where it all began. This is how it's been going on. And this is what is happening. Because trust me, that this evil bunch of globalists who have signed up, it was maybe 2 years ago that David Cameron declared that Nigeria is an Islamic country.
Before the whole world.
So, before the whole world. And he was a foreign secretary when he said, foreign secretary or minister, whatever. Okay. So, why I'm saying this is that Chineke got one and it's coming, it can't even, you don't know how fast it's coming. People don't, and in the midst of it, the roots and the path shall be made straight. And in the midst of it, the truth will come out. It's coming, you can't even imagine how fast it's coming. That destruction that they've been building and they've been orchestrating and planning. They have no idea what is coming. They have absolutely no clue what is coming. Ukraine, a peaceful country. I was there. I've been to Ukraine. That had everything going for them, but because they don't want to have Russia stand as a superpower, they want to infiltrate, they want to destroy. China, the same approach they tried with China, but China was very far away because they told China that they call China reclusive regime. China told them, good, we are reclusive regime, we are third world, we are developing nation. Whatever you call it, it's fine, but please leave us the hell alone. Let us develop and grow at our own pace and be because China is realized that these are not people. It's like that ant. You allow ant on your body, so this is what they are. This Western world. These are not people. You don't you don't let them in. If you do, they come in and they destroy you. Year in, year out, decade after decade, century. They are giving aid to Africa, they are giving money, they are giving that. But the poorer it gets, the poorer it becomes. You ask yourself, what kind of help is that? Yeah, that is what the Burkina Faso
will keep you poorer. A help that will keep you poorer.
Exactly. That is what. Yeah, that is what the Burkina Faso guy said. That we've been receiving this aid for more than 60 years, and the poorer we become. What does that mean? So leave us alone. If we're gonna swim, let's swim. If not, let's drown. Leave us alone. These are people you have to cut off completely because they have absolutely not, especially when it comes to black race. I am telling you, these are sworn enemies. These are people who decided that they will be at the bottom of all races. I keep saying that. So nothing good can ever come. Absolutely nothing. Can you imagine that France, the electricity to power France and power some of these European countries, we are getting it from Mali, Niger, and the rest of them. But where they are getting it, they don't have constant electricity supply. And you are not ashamed to even say, okay, let us power these people so that they will have electricity. No development.
If you go to Niger Republic, you will share tears.
Yeah.
What you call poverty in Nigeria is not even poverty. When you go to Niger Republic,
I've been there. Niamey. Yeah, the capital. Yeah. I've been all over the place. But you ask yourself, is this who are these people? Are they really, or they are just Neanderthal? I was Googling Neanderthal, their characteristics. You begin to wonder, ndị abụrụ mmadụ, Chineke mere mebere. Ọ dị ka ekwensu anụ Chineke chụpụ n'ala eze. Ndị anụ a. But what is also funny is that they know how to at least take care of their own people to an extent, but it's just you whom they see as opposite, you that they see as their natural opponent or whatever. They want to keep you perpetually in bondage. This is what they do. Then they use the people among you to perpetuate it. Like what they've done, because you know that what makes it like we always say that the coming of Biafra, if it's because that is not if, it's just when. But trust me, it's going to be like a camel going through the eyes of a needle, because you can see the level of conspiracy, global conspiracy. You know, so what they came and can you even in that meeting? I think I saw Bianca Ojukwu in that meeting. Was she there? I saw somebody like that.
Of course, she's gonna be there. She's the foreign affairs minister.
Exactly. So you see the whole situation. When we use that word, a camel going through the eyes of a needle. This is what it meant. That your own people will be conspiring with enemies, and they know what it's all about. How can they claim ignorant? How can they claim they don't know? When as we speak currently, the Yorubas, they are battling the Islam Sharia insurgency. As we speak now, or in Ekiti State, they've already created a commission for it, working on issues. So slowly, this is how they want to spread it all over the place, because they want the entire Nigeria to become Islamic Sharia country. You ask yourself, who does that? That over 200 and something million people, like I always say, because if Nigeria is 200 and something million, for example, now obviously, you have Muslim, you have Christian, and you have traditional believers who are neither of the two, right? So how are you going to impose this Islamism upon the people? Is it through using terrorism like they are doing? Is it through legislation like they are pushing also? Then is it through infiltration, planting the willing tools like the Hopus or the Mars and the rest of the politicians? So this is so that makes it all the more difficult and complicated, but no, it's not insurmountable, because I know that, like I've been saying that, I keep saying that it's like a camel going through the eyes of a needle. Only God, with our effort, He will complement it. I've never been in doubt that Biafra it will come. It's not if, but when. No matter how hard they try, and destruction is coming upon those standing against it. It's coming. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming, because every plan they've put in place, there's always opposition to that too. And you wonder, how does that happen? That they always, hit a brick wall with all their evil plan. It has to be nothing other than God Himself, who is always there to make them hit a brick wall. 2 good times, they tried to take out Trump. I'm telling you the truth. Having unleashed COVID to destroy and destabilize his government. COVID was cooked up. It was cooked up.
Even the second time, they tried to do it again the second time now.
Yeah.
They tried to bring it back. He told them, wait, or that he doesn't care about that.
Exactly. So for him to have turned his head when the bullet was aimed at his brain, God moved his head and he pierced through his ear, and blood splashed. This was late last year, until this day as we speak. Because when I saw these things, my mind was that, could this be staged? Could it be a stage act? But till this day, they've not been able to prove me wrong to say that it was staged by Trump and his court. So this was real. That they tried to take him out, having tried to take him out from the second term, the initial in 2016 to 20. And they cooked up COVID. It was that COVID. COVID was one of the things that destabilized his government. People were disillusioned with his government, and he lost. Okay, maybe rigged, I don't know, but somehow we knew how it played out. In 2020, when I came to the city that I am now, in 2020, it affected his government so badly, and this is a part of the plan because they are not. He doesn't go with the flow, and God can use anybody. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be whatever. God chooses whom He chooses to use. He's not in agreement with that. He has spoken about the destruction they brought to Ukraine. That would not have happened because there's no reason for it to have happened. Russia allowed these people to have they break away Soviet Union. They have their independence as a country. Absolutely nothing. But it's not enough for these people because it's never enough for them.
By the way, there was agreement that they will not join NATO.
Exactly. But they negate on it.
Who's looking for trouble?
Oh, exactly. And what they did? So it's like these people, they're always trying to do to people what they don't want somebody to do to them. When Cuba tried to have, they had some issue back then. We were young, so they resisted it and Russia stayed back, right? So, but now they want to use Ukraine so that when Ukraine join them, NATO, because that is their plan, then they will now come and mount their missiles right at the doorstep of Russia. Who is going to accept that? But this shameless Finnish government saying that broadcasting that Ukraine is fighting for their freedom and independence. That is the most shameful or shameless statement.
That's the kind of freedom they support.
Yeah, exactly. So you see you must begin to wonder, these people, who are they? Who are these people? Soulless? Are they soulless? Are they really human? Is there anything in these people? Because I cannot, for life of me, figure out who these people are to behave in this manner. A country that has its sovereignty, has its independence, run their affairs as they deem fit. You say they are fighting for independence and freedom. But it's you that provoke Russia. It's you that you have destroyed Russia the first time, the Soviet Union, and you are still pushing further to destroy Russia. That is what it's all about. Because they see Putin as a guy who is able to organize his country. And I have a godfather growing up who studied in Russia back in the early days. He said that one thing with them, that obviously they don't believe in meddling, There's no country in Africa where you see Russia come and colonize and exploit or enslave or anything. No. And that when you come there, you study whatever, they allow you, if you want to go, they ask you, go and develop your country, go and develop your people. For everybody, and that is the same mindset that Trump runs. And also, when I say, it's not like he's a perfect human being. Far from it. He can be whatever he wants, whether brutal, racist, whatever. I don't care. But I'm just telling you that this is a guy who is not in cahoot with this evil globalist. That is why. And watch out for what is coming, because he just came. He just began now. You will see what is coming.
Thank you so much, my brother. Let us hear from Greg. Let's allow Greg to talk. My brother Greg, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, my brother Chus. Thank you, brother Christian. And Chus, we thank you for this opportunity again this morning.
You're welcome.
We will continue fighting as human beings. The rest battle is of God.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. So, coming to this thing this morning, you put Finland had become another Kenya. For me, as a man living in Europe, I'm not surprised. If I tell you I'm surprised, that means I have not been more than 10 or 15 years in Europe. But any person that lived here, that had lived in Europe or Western world, is saying that what Finland is doing today is a surprise to him, then that person is not telling himself the truth. Number one is just have a problem with any of them. If any of them call police and tell police any complaint, that thing his brother tell him is what he will act on. If you are having any problem with any of them, that thing their brother tell them that is the only witness they will take. Any other thing you are saying is lie. As long as you are in this, you are with this color. As long as you're a black man. So once their person speak, that thing their person speak is what they believe. Let me give an example. With this ex-wife of our PM that came last 2 days or 3 days to make a statement. What happened there is the organ carrier and the so-called lobbies has spoken to this woman. And anything this lobbies tell this woman is what that woman is acting on. Because he is a white person. So, and they will not give you a chance to explain yourself. As long as that white person tell them whatever, that is what they will believe. Any other thing you like to say it from here to Nigeria, they will not listen to you. Because what their brother or their sister or their person tells them is what they will believe. So coming to our PM, they are detained in Finland. All this while, Finland know the truth. Because before PM come out fully to fight for this Biafra, he went to their what do you call them? The kind of Senate, the lawmakers.
Of course,
He
did.
Every document and he tabled everything to them. He went to the Finland president, the former Finland prime minister president. He tabled everything to him.
Yes.
Before the new elected one, when this new one came, he went and told him everything. So, but because they have interest, for them, their interest is first. That's why I prefer Trump. When people are talking about Trump, I'm not saying supporting Trump because Trump will come and give us Biafra automatic. No, I am supporting Trump because Trump, if Trump hates you, will tell you I hate you.
Simple.
And you know who you are dealing with.
He doesn't pretend about anything.
He doesn't pretend about it. And if he likes you, he will tell you I like you, you're a good man. That's how he feels. But these Europe people, they will smile with you and stab you. I'm telling you the fact. And if our PM did not understand it for a long time, then he have not understand the people he's living with. That is the fact. They can never stand with you. That is why I continue calling on Biafrans all over the world. Those things, as na nnụnụ fewe ebeghebe dinta megene gbaba ya atọghị atọ asịkwa na ururu ka ọ bụ nchi si na kama isi ya nọ n'ite kama ekwekwere ya na dinta. So I believe what the strategy we have to do, because there is no nothing. If Finland and Europe tell me they don't know what is the problem, it means they are lying. They are not honest. They know 100% that Biafrans are being subjected. They know 100% that Simon is not a terrorist. And he has not been killing anybody. Because if Simon is killing people, he will start killing all the Northerners that have been living in Biafra land. All the Yorubas, because if he really wants to kill people, he will say, oh, anywhere you see a Fulani man, kill him. That is when you will call him a terrorist.
Yes.
That is when he become a terrorist. But he never campaign. Instead, he will tell you if you see a Yoruba person, a Hausa person, as long as he's not a criminal, don't harm him. Don't never you harm any person, any civilian, no matter who he is. That has been his word. So, but if all those terrorist armies who have come to our place to kill us, those people we are the people we are fighting against. They hijack everything against us. They frustrate our families. They burn our houses. They burn our businesses. They destroy us. If Finland were honest with themselves, they will go and look back to this last election. I will continue talking about this last election. This last election that they killed Igbo people in Lagos and tell them to shut up. So how can some people will come to Washington, D.C. and tell somebody who came from another state and tell him, if you are in Washington, D.C., you must shut up. Don't come to Washington, D.C. and interfere in the affair of Washington, D.C. You are not from Washington, D.C. And they are calling that person an American. And then you kill him and destroy his businesses and his properties. Finland cannot say they did not know about it. The only chief of the Igbo king that spoke from that, living in that Lagos that spoke about it, they arrested him and jailed him for no reason. For somebody who say if you are an Igbo man and did not vote his candidate, he will throw you into lagoon. Nobody thought about it. The wife of the president who said the Igbos who cannot, who are living in Lagos will destroy their businesses because they don't want to marry us and we inherit their properties in Lagos. So it's only about the Igbos' property and their businesses and their finance in every part of the world, or part of Nigeria. And the international community, the Western world, is only the interest of every interest against the Igbos and against the Biafrans. Then the Western people come in. Then what they're after is the resources that is in Biafra land. So they don't care what the Biafrans are going through in Nigeria. The only after is the resources, the oil, the gas, and all the minerals they are getting from there. They don't care. So that is what is happening. So what I advise my people is not crying about what Finland is doing. What we will be talking about is those things that makes them to make all this their evil decisions against us. How do we stop them and stop Nigeria from getting it? That is what Biafra have to think now. Because if they can wicked us to take the thing that belong to us, then we must look for a way to stop them and Nigeria from getting it. Then everybody will lose. They will not get those things, and Nigeria will not get it. There is no other option. Because somebody come and take your property and use that to your finance and kill you and tell you cannot do anything. So what are we waiting for? That is my question to the Biafrans. What can we do to make sure that those oil and gas that is making them to do all those things, that they will not get it and Nigeria will not get it? That is my own advice to Biafrans until they will come onto the table, because we're not fighting for gas and on the oil. What we are fighting is the fight to survive as a race, to fight to survive as the people, that when we have property in any part of the world, those property we labor for. When we inherit our properties, not you build a house in Lagos, they will destroy it until you don't come to Lagos and talk. You build in any part of Abuja, you build anywhere, they will destroy it until you don't talk. Don't talk. You are an able man. You are not supposed to talk here. You are not a Nigerian. They force you to do it, and Finland and the rest of the world, they see all those things and they keep quiet. So the Biafrans have to rethink. That is my own advice, and that is my own take on this very issue. Because Simon Ekpa has given Finland everything with his love. It doesn't need to somebody to tell you how Simon Ekpa loves Finland. Nobody, there's no question about it. But these people doesn't have that kind of love on him. So now Biafrans have to think. If we really want to be free, we have to think the next option. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you for that very amazing word you have spoken. And I just want to play this video because of one of the statements you made there. It really touched my heart. When you said about my prime minister, if he knows the attitude of Finland people, or if he doesn't know, our prime minister knows very well what is coming and the way things might be. He knows. If you have followed on that very first convention, this video I'm about to play, you see where he became emotional and he always cried. And he was showing us, introducing somebody who he called his father, who has been taking bullets on his behalf. When you hear him make that comment of that, this man has been there for me, taking bullet on my behalf, and he was shedding tears. You can imagine what he has been facing in that very country. It is not that he doesn't know. He knows. He knows, but he has no choice than to fight for his people. He has no choice than to use the little opportunity he has to fight for his people and make sure that the voice of Biafra comes out. And that is one thing that so many people cannot be able to do where they are today. So many people are not bold enough to do in their own areas. So I want to play this very video for us to see that emotional period in the life of our Prime Minister during the last convention. When you listen to him critically, closely, you will see that it was not roses as we all think. There are difficulties, there are challenges, and he never trusted them that 100%. When he was crying in this program, he cried. He was sharing tears, and he said, when he was introducing the man who has stood for him as a godfather in that very place, and he said the man took bullet. Let's just hear it a little while before we continue.
I was taking a lot of bullets for me. Because we understand what is going on better than any other person. He has been with me since the time he met me to this point, and he believed in me. Mr. Keyo is the secretary of the UPF in Finland. Well, in the afternoon, I'm going to make an official speech which will address a lot of things. I just want to welcome every one of you to Finland. This is the man that everybody wants to crucify. God is going to use me to end Nigeria.
So if you have listened at that very first instance, I think I'm going to try to get the other video of where he made explanation about the man. You saw him became emotional at that beginning. He shed tears. He shed tears. And when he was talking about the man who stood with him, we go to trenches, who have been taking the bullet for him. When you hear him use that statement, a man taking for the bullet for him in Finland, you can imagine what he has been facing in that very place. So it is not all that roses. It has not been roses for him. But he has no choice than to do what he has to do for his people because of the love he has for the Biafran people. So I welcome my brother. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, many. Thank you so much for joining us, our beloved brother and fellow comrade, one of our admin over there in the United States. Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead and speak to us, my beloved brother. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, sir, my beloved brother.
You're welcome, brother.
Good morning, Biafrans all over the world. Good afternoon and good evening, according to your time zone. Yes, my brother, I see the title of your message. I mean, that it is very clear now about the conspiracy, serious conspiracy between or against Biafrans against our Prime Minister. The conspiracy between Nigeria and Finland. And I want to say that it is disappointing because I was opportune to watch the Finland government and Nigeria today in Abuja signing an agreement, which I don't really know the full detail of that very agreement. I still expect that it will come to the public. But one thing I know is that the Tinubu was saying that he can't be alive and somebody divide Nigeria. And the Finland government was there listening to him saying that. That is terrible. Before I say more things on there, let me talk of this place from based on the last discussion. I mean, our brother that just spoke, and they replied that our Prime Minister knows what is going on and that it's not going to be easy. Yeah, that very speech you put on there is, I think, his first address to Biafrans in Helsinki.
Yes.
He was so emotional there, and somebody watching can also become emotional immediately. And that shows you that he knows what is going to happen. But he decided that no matter what, he has to fight for his freedom and the freedom of his people. I think it's from that very angle context that the crying emotion is coming from.
Yes.
That's the way I look at it. It's just like, let me use what happened in the Bible as an example. When Jesus looked at the Jerusalem, he said he cried for Jerusalem. And also, when he was about to go to Calvary, he became emotional because he knew exactly what is going to happen. So I believe that our Prime Minister knows that a time like this will come. He might not know 100% how it's going to come, be, how it's going to look, but he knows something like this will happen. If he doesn't read geopolitics, he might have, if he doesn't study geopolitics, he might have read about it. He have the knowledge of what it is. And that is exactly what is going on now. Where different state, different nation will be in that no permanent enemy, no permanent friend, only permanent interest. So, but our Prime Minister decided that no matter what, he has to stand and fight. And I want to say here that it is a mistake, too much mistake, and too much wallowing in darkness and in ignorance for Nigerian government, Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, to think that by what they are doing, they are going to subdue Biafrans. No. I didn't know why that what happened to Mazin Nandekalo, our spring leader, and the imagine of, of our prime minister did not teach them enough lesson. I don't know what give them the morale or the impetus to think that what they are doing to our prime minister now will stop the coming or the full no more restoration, because Biafra has been restored. We stop the war, the power that be, from recognizing Biafra. I don't know why they have that very power, the impetus to think that as we are regarding them now as illegal occupiers in our land, that they will continue to stay there. I don't know why they are thinking like that. Our "you must bow" is there now, and it's becoming tough. We actually at the end state. The end of this whole thing. I want to beg the United States of Biafra. I want to beg the leadership that what was going on and how our prime minister was dealing and delegitimizing the forces, the zoo, the terrorist country in Biafra land. I want the authority, the leadership of United States of Biafra to continue, instead of going down from the pace that our prime minister has been putting in place, have been using, let it go up. Because it's by this that Nigeria will know that they have failed before their arrival, even before taking off. And I want to say that is one of the reasons I love the decentralization of the men on ground. That is why I love the decentralization of it, because it will help. And based on this fact, I am begging the Biafrans all over the world to come out en masse and to continue to come out en masse to support with your $1, with your $5, with your $10, with your $20, $50, $100, $1,000, and $1 million. Come out and continue supporting Biafra, because we need this very support financially now to be able to make the 40 state of Biafra to stand gidigbam gidigbam. I mean gidigbam gidigbam in the area of the military of Biafra, the soldiers of Biafra. Because all now this way, Nigeria can. So that what has been happening to the zoo soldiers, or in the 5 states of Biafra, will start to happen in the remaining state of Biafrans. In the 40 state of Biafra, the same thing that is happening in the old Anambra, Imo State, Enugu, Abia, Ebonyi, and Imo will start to happen in every other state, because the military is up and doing. That is, if we can be able to support them financially, then the people of Nigeria will know that Naya no Heba and that we will definitely overcome. The Finland and Nigeria, I am sorry, but Whether you are there or not, Biafra is here, and Biafra must be recognized by the international world, by the world powers, in the name of Chukwokikabia. Say, thank you, my beloved brother, as you continue to do what you know how to do. God bless
you. Thank you so much, my beloved brother, for that amazing contribution. I appreciate you. You have spoken well and you have just nailed it. We will never give up and we will continue to support the United States of Biafra. This is the time for us to tighten our belt, and more especially financially. If we must defend ourselves now, we need the finance to do so. As all of us have known, there is no organization sponsoring the restoration of Biafra. There is no government that is with us. We are on our own, and we have to do it in our own way. No matter how difficult it is our battle, we will fight it, and we are going to win it. Let's hear from our brother Kochuk. Let's hear from you. If you're there, unmute yourself. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, my fellow Biafrans. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Matt.
Welcome, my brother. Good morning.
What I wanted to chip in what you are discussing today, because if you look around now, you are in critical time, and this is the exact time that each of every one of us, both we that are in homeland and those in diaspora, this is the exact time that all of us supposed to come in mass to support the government. And this time, if there is any way that the government is going to stretch a hand of fellowship to because as it is now, is the person that will really have it in mind that we're going to help us, in this critical time. What I'm saying is that if there is any way that the government is going to raise a hand of fellowship to the, let me just say like now, other governments like IPOP, Wazirika and rest of them, if there is any way they can organize a conference so that both of all those organizations, because as it stands now, all those structures that Mazi Nnamdi can lay down, there is some of them that didn't agree in this present government. And if you look around, that structure is still there. Likewise, that of Wazirika and many of them like that. If there is anywhere the government is going to straight the hand of fellowship to all those organizations, so that all of us will come and stand in one accord, because there is no way that all of us are going to join hands to support this government, even though the Western world, even though the whole world entirely, if they wanted to even support us before, they are going to see, yes, that these people that have been agitating, they are all of us, we are talking in one umbrella. And there is no way that all of us are going to come together. They are not going to hear, they are not going to, even though the people that they wanted to even support before, when they are see that all of us we are talking in one unit, they are going to support us. And this is the right time, because the people that we both, because the last video this video that you are playing now, that is what Prime Minister said there, because he's very, very sure that this kind of thing is going to come up. He's very, very sure that this thing is going to come up. And that thing that happened to our Prime Minister, we didn't want it to happen to our to our deputy prime minister, and to Mazin Namdekano, and the thing that happened to prime minister are not going to happen to the current government. That is what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution. And every Biafran that is watching us, you can understand that the situation is not something that we have to keep lamenting. It is bound to happen. But our hope should be that Chukwu Okike Abiama is the one leading us. We will do what we have to do as human beings and allow Chukwu Okike Abiama to take absolute control. Like today being Saturday is a day that we come together to raise funds to support what we are doing. Everything that is going to be done now has to require finance. If we are going to lobby in DC, it requires finance. Our new office in DC requires finance. For us to equip the 40 states of Biafra in Biafra land and make sure they are secured, it requires finance. And that is why every one of us have to put our hand on deck to do what we have to do. Be in the fundraising today. Don't wait until that time. Just go to the link New Dimension and make your donation. No matter how little it is going to go a long way. Go and register your name. Go to the New Dimension and register your name. During the fundraising, you come and on Zoom and then you can announce it. You announce it and send your receipts to any of the media warriors. Any of the United States of Biafra government media, you can send your receipt to them and they will tender it to the appropriate place. It is very important that we join the fundraising. This evening is going to start by 7 p.m. So every one of us should try as much as possible to be there. The game have changed. It is a time of battle and we have to fight this battle and win it. We have to fight it and win it. So by 7 p.m., every one of us should be around to join the fundraising and support the government of Biafra. Today is the individual fundraising. Upper week is going to be the state fundraising. That is how it's been done. The individual ones is done. The next one becomes the state fundraising. So please try and be in that fundraising. It is very important. 7 p.m. Biafran time. Every one of us must be there. It is very, very important. If you cannot be there, you can make your own donation in advance. Then during that time, you can come and announce it. The links for making donations are there. So in all these things we have been saying, in all these things we've been talking about, defending Biafra land, reaching out to people who have to reach, either in Africa or in Asia or Europe, anywhere we are going to make a move, it is going to cost money. No single human being is going to do it alone. We can only be able to do it collectively. With the little contributions we make, we can go to places and do what we have to do. It's a responsibility that falls on every one of us. It is not just for one person alone. Your support is highly, highly needed. We have seen it today that we are on our own. Nobody is there for us. We have to fight our battle. If we don't fight it, nobody is going to be there to fight our battle for us. That is why every one of us have to stand up to the occasion. We have to do what we have to do. We have waited for too long, and we cannot wait anymore. Coach Hooks, you want to say something? I'm seeing your hands up.
Yes, I want to say something pertaining that the fundraising, because I was there last week, and at the same time I made a donation that same last week. But I hear when our deputy prime minister was saying that we're going to that under account for we that were in
The homeland.
homeland, they are going to make another account available for us. I didn't know because that same last week I used a former account. Likewise, last 2 weeks ago, they had the same former account. That's what I've been using. I wanted to ask whether there is any changement in that account or something like that.
Okay, you have to contact your administrator. You know, your administrator or your group where you are. Once there is a change, you are going to see the change on that same link. Once it be changed, once you go there, you will see a different account, not the one that is there before. If there's a change, you're going to see it. You equally reach to your coordinator or your administrator. You ask them, and they will have an answer for that. If there is a change, the same way you paid last time, once you go there, the only difference that's going to be there is a different account. You will see a different account there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So, my fellow Biafrans, we have seen it that finally we have another Kenya in the Europe. Yesterday, when we were discussing about this issue, it was some kinds of speculation. We are still having some reservations for Finland. We are still having some reservation. Maybe it was just a reason. But finally, when you see the ambassador speak and claim that our prime minister has been a hindrance for their whatever stupid relationship they are seeking, it is now clear that they have sold out. They are not hiding it anymore. And when you see them giving credence to a drug baron, somebody that rigged the election, that the whole world knows, they have the ambassador who witnessed the atrocities and was there, and she saw it all. And the same ambassador came in the public and speak about it. And when the ambassador told them about the human rights abuses and told them that Mazi Samonekwa will be protected under Finnish authority and Finnish law, and we enjoy all his human rights. Today, Finland have sold that human rights for pot of porridge. But we must continue. All I'm saying is that every cause that Mazi Nanikana have led on the British, anyone that follows that same path to support the zoo, the same cause will follow them. Today, the British is facing the consequence of their action in Biafra land. And they haven't seen nothing yet. They will continue to face it until we go home. I appreciate everyone that have been with us today. Don't fail to be in the fundraising. I'm going to keep it short so that some of us can preserve ourselves and reserve ourselves for the next program that is coming up. Thank you so much for being part of the program. And before we go, I will allow my beloved brothers with me on stage here to give us their closing remark of 1 minute. My brother Greg, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and give us your closing remark.
Yeah, thank you, my brother Choose. Well, we will continue.
We must continue.
Let onye nnukwu azụ kpata obere nnukwu nkụ n'obere azụ kpata obere nkụ. That is what we are calling for this evening's fundraising. And yeah, whatever they do, we will not relent. Our battle is of God. That's what David said. And nobody can fight against the will of God. If God is for us, all the whole world can be against us and we shall scale through. That is the fact. So it doesn't matter the kind of Goliath they are. If there is Goliath, Simon Ekpa, Nandekano will be the David and Joshua and Gideon to overcome all the evils of Nigeria and the supporters all over the world. So we are hopeful that so it's like one of my brother was saying something. I wanted to talk about it, but maybe that will be next time when he was talking, saying that we go to Wazirike and some of them. One thing you must know is if somebody fighting for freedom is not an easy thing, and any freedom fighter nothing stopped him. If Wazirike was really a freedom fighter, a lot of things I will have sure that he will continue no matter what. But when you started fighting those people who are fighting for the freedom, that shows there is no, he have lost it totally. That is the thing. So going to Wazirika is just going backward again. You know, for me, it makes no sense. If there any person who want the freedom of his people, who want to be free, he don't need to go and beg him to come. He will jump out from his position and stand up. And when he stand up, he will know, yes, this person stand up for freedom. I can join him to fight the battle. That is what Nandekan did with Simon Ekpan. That was exactly what other people are doing. So if nobody came to your house and beg you before you come out, then you'll be a betrayer. That is my word. Thank you, and God bless every Biafrans.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that amazing word. He has spoken well, and that word he said is true. And by the way, the olive branch has been there. There is no olive branch we will give them more than what Mazi Simon Ekpa gave. He has kept it open from the very first time we formed the government in exile up to this time. He said everybody should fall into the government. Whatever you know you can contribute, you come in and contribute it. It is open. So just like my brother said, nobody's going to come to your house and beg you or bring cola for you to join. It has always been open. The Biafra is Biafra for all of us. The 70 million people, more than 70 million people, that Biafra is for all of us. Anybody that wants to play a role have the right to come in. If you decide not to come in, nobody's going to come to serve you a tea to come and join. Thank you so much, my brother, for that very reminder. You just made a very...
Another prayer I want to pray. Any person that say he will not be alive to divide Nigeria, that person will die and Nigeria will divide. That is my conclusion. Thank you.
He say. Thank you so much. Coach, give us your closing remark as we leave. Are you still there, Coach? Unmute yourself if you're there. I think Coach is not there. So my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching us from, I appreciate everyone that has participated on the program today. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect all of us. Wherever you have joined us from, I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will be your guide, be your protector and security. Don't forget to join us during the fundraising. Give your little contributions, sow your own seed, and Chukwu Okike Abiama will continue to bless you. Do not be discouraged. Never give up. The good is yet to come. The best is yet to come. And when you think all hope is lost, that is when Chukwu Okike Abiama will do his work. I remember the word of Mazen Nandekano. He said that Biafra will come in such a way that no man is going to take glory. That is the word of Mazen Nandekano. And I trust him in most of his word and prophecy. He said Biafra will come in such a way that no man will take glory. So when you see things that are happening today, you will understand that Biafra is very, very close. We cannot help Chukwu Okike Abiama. He knows how to do it. He knows when to do it. He has the timing. Regardless of what you do, what you say, how you feel, he has the timing. And all we have to do is to continue to be obedient to his word, continue to trust, and continue to do our own part. As long as we do our own part, at the end of the day, we will be glad that we did. And the glory of Chukwu Okike Abiama will continue to follow us, and we will enjoy the benefit of all our sacrifice. I appreciate everybody that have joined us on this program. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide us, protect us, and secure us. I wish every one of us here that have joined this program a very happy weekend. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze, guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, guide and protect our Supreme Mazi Nandekano. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of the program. See you again tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Please be on that fundraising. Stay blessed.